Iona is the type of school which can show you that you don't need great grades to have had a great education. The qualities that Iona turns out in each of its old boys is a very well-rounded education. And it's not just down to academics, but it certainly gave me a good grounding for academic success at university. And it certainly gave me a good grounding then for chasing the kind of career that I wanted. And I was fortunate enough to have a very rare and exceptional career in journalism, one that most journalism students would probably only dream of. It took me around the world. It gave me an opportunity in all of the 3 major commercial networks. It put me in situations that I probably in some ways wouldn't have wanted to be in. I was in the middle of a riot and shooting at one point, but I wouldn't change anything in terms of my career, and my career wouldn't have been possible without the grounding that I got here at Iona. Teachers such as Paul Duthie, teachers such as Byron Moss, who was my teacher in both modern and ancient history, Chris Wright, who taught me through speech and drama. They taught me very valuable lessons in terms of work ethic, going about the right way to see things. Certainly Byron taught me the right way to approach assignments and writing in that sense, and that certainly helped me through university. And I did very well when I went to university. The Oblates certainly shaped things for me in a big way, which is why I went into the seminary when I left school in 1988. Unfortunately, that lifestyle didn't really take for me, and I guess my 4 small children would be very grateful for that too. One of my eldest brothers also went into the seminary for a short time, so the Oblates certainly had a big influence on our family. Eventually we did actually have an Oblate in the family when my mother Sandra was named an honorary Oblate a few years ago. Being an Ionian gave me a real sense of community, and probably not just within the confines of the school, but in the broader community as well. It gave me a sense of purpose and place and the need to contribute. So I think that is probably the greatest thing I took away from the school. I think I felt like I was part of the Iona community before I started here in 1979. Being the youngest of 4 brothers, we had a presence as a student here from 1974 through to 1987. Before that I had a couple of uncles here in the 60s. My parents and grandparents were all heavily involved in the school in the early days in terms of the passion play, in terms of the plumbing around the school. And then my mother was obviously on staff here as well for a long period of time after her boys had left. Iona will always be a very special place to me, and I'll always be a member of the community here.